I'm Lyle, co-founder, chief strategy officer at Later. Out of curiosity, who is familiar with Later? Social publishing. A few, great. I have a confession to make. I am an AI optimist. And the reason I'm an AI optimist is because I have spent over a decade in the creator economy watching it evolve from blogs to photos on Instagram to short form video on TikTok and well beyond. And today it is my pleasure to talk about how I believe AI is going to bring on an even faster growing creator economy than we are already experiencing. Everyone remembers the pandemic, where the number of creators globally grew by 4x over that period of time. And the reason for that is because the ability to express yourself creatively as an individual became even easier. The barrier came down, mainly because of short form video, like TikTok, like Reels, and so many others. AI is making that even easier. And I firmly believe, and research is now showing, that by the end of this decade, there'll be more than 1 billion people globally that make money from their passion that they put into content and creativity. 1 billion people. And when we talk to creators at Later, we see that 8 out of 10 creators today are getting higher quality content when they use AI. Their content is performing better by any measure: engagement rate, views, click-throughs, commerce. And they think AI is essential to their job today. It's not a nice to have, it's a must have. Now, I would also be remiss if I didn't talk about the rise of AI creators when it comes to the creator economy. This is my personal favorite, Granny Spills. Not a real person. This is completely AI-generated content. And why I love this content so much is because it's snarky, it's funny, it gives a unique perspective, and there are definitely individuals with the imagination behind this content. It's not an agent just randomly doing it. But what might blow your mind is that the first post that Granny Spills put on Instagram was on July 5th, 2025, not even a year ago. This account now has 1.9 million followers on Instagram in less than a year. That is the power of creativity getting unleashed as a result of AI. And they're monetizing quite well, as you might imagine. Now, we're here to talk about how do you make this more scientific, not just post and pray, throwing spaghetti against the wall. The sad fact is that even with AI, less than 1% of content goes viral. And by viral, I mean at least 100,000 views. For all our math nerds, fellow math nerds in the audience, that's 1 out of every 130 pieces of content. And if I was a magician, I'd have a 2.5 times better chance of pulling an ace of spades out of a deck of cards than going viral, just to paint the picture for you. So it's hard, even with AI. But for those that know Later, we have spent the last few years reimagining ourselves, redefining what it means to operate in the creator economy, and building the world's most intelligent influencer marketing company, both for creators and for marketers, so both can drive these results and, quote, go viral and win in the creator economy. We're doing that because we pulled together the technology and the services. This isn't just all about tech, not just AI. You need humans in the loop for both marketers and creators to win. But we have also brought together an enormous data set across the creators, their content, and the commerce they drive, such that we can drive enormous results. And when I talk about the data that we have, we're talking about hundreds of millions of published pieces of content, many of which were scheduled 3 days to 3 weeks in advance. So we actually see photo, video, caption sitting on Later's database before TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We have a looking glass into the future of social media. We drive millions of creator activations, billions of clicks through link in bio, second to only Linktree. And most importantly, we've attributed down to the individual link, individual content, individual creator, more than $2.6 billion worth of GMV, actual commerce, actual results. And we put that all into EdgeAI. What I love about Edge AI more than anything is that it truly does help both marketers and creators do more with less. But it unlocks creativity. You get more content, more creators per campaign. You get 40% higher engagement on the content you're producing. And most importantly, you save money. Now, not because we don't pay creators more, we actually pick creators that actually perform better and they earn more, and you don't waste money on spray and pray or post and pray. But enough of me telling you, let's show you. So it's my pleasure to introduce our resident Aussie at Later, Nikki Seaborn, our head of creator products.
Thanks, Lyle. Hey guys, I'm Nikki from Later, so good to be here with everyone. So we've had about 370,000, it's going on to 400 now, 400,000 pieces of content published via Canva to Later. And so when I get up and speak at these, I always like to give some tactical recommendations for how we use AI and also what's coming. So I'm going to go through in less than 3 minutes. I'm going to go through a couple of examples of how we can do it today in the product, how we help brands and creators actually use that future trending insights. And then I'm going to give you a bit of a sneak peek on our alpha that's launching with exclusive access to everyone in the room. So today we have two elements. So we've taken an approach on social listening on Later to actually use the data, the millions and millions of rows of data we have for social content, and we actually allow you to profile yourself against your competitors. We will give you customized content examples of how you're actually going to win and succeed on metrics levels against those competitors. And then we'll actually bring that back into a creator recommendation. So we do this for all of our brands and agencies that we work with so that we can make sure we're looking at the right themes for engagement in driving what they need to drive. In future trends, so as Lyle mentioned, we use this to predict the future. So we will know when events are going to trend before our social networks. We will give you customized recommendations exactly before they hit the networks. And we use this as guardrails when we work with creators and brands. Okay, so the next piece that we're launching is what we're calling the trend score. So what are we doing with all of this data that we have, and how do we help to give you guys predictable recommendations to actually succeed and drive that content in form of engagements and impressions? So what we have here is our share of voice. So influencer marketing share of voice in the digital space is your share of basically the exposure within a category or a subcategory. And these categories change all the time. They're very dynamic given the content because of how we can classify them using AI and models. And so you can see here, Garnier actually holds most of the advertising influencer marketing share of voice in face care. And one of the trending keywords recently has been carrot seed oil in terms of face care. So just we're going to remember that. Now we're going to come into Canva, and this is in production. So this is actually going into Canva. This is me going to my account, putting in my query to find and use Canva AI to actually build that imagery out. We're going to hit Canva AI. We're going to get a series of carrot seed oil images with that moisturizer so that we can add them together. We're going to choose one. We're going to run it through Canva AI and export to Later, which you can do today. And in Later, we'll set up a draft using our AI caption writer and allow that. And then what we're launching is our new way to actually, before you've even drafted or scheduled it anywhere, using our data, we will give you that trend score. We'll give you that recommendation based on where it sits in your subcategories that you care about. And this is using all the millions and millions of rows of data we've had and what we've learned on how content will actually perform. And then that's all before you save it as a draft. So you're able to do that and get ahead in terms of that content that performs. So for those that want some alpha access, we'll have this, and you can sign up and you'll be the first to know. And we're going to be partnering with a few brands for some additional functionality, particularly for those that work with creators on campaigns. There's some exciting pieces we didn't show yet. So anyway, that's everything from me. I think we hit the time. Thanks, guys. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, everybody.